Alright, hello everybody and welcome back. I am down here in the garage yet again after, a short little break. God, my hair looks good tonight, doesn't it? Alright, so I'm back down here trying to get some work done on the car. When I said I had all the mounts done, I do, and they are done. I showed you some of the welding in the last video just so you could see where I was at. Well, somewhere in the process, I decided I want the engine to set a little bit lower in the car, basically just to make room for if I was using the K24, because as we know, the K24 sets about 25 millimeters taller than the K20. So then we start running into issues of the rocker cover, the valve cover or cam cover, whatever you want to call it, getting really close to the bottom of the deck lid, especially on the coupes. So I dropped the engine down as low as I could get it. Well, when I did that, I kind of made a little bit of trouble for myself, and now I have to notch the cradle just a little bit. I cannot talk tonight. I need to notch the cradle just a little bit to clear one of the casting braces on the transmission. No big deal. I'll whip it off real quick and then weld up a new piece in place. Not a big deal. I started working on the parking brake. I'll show you in just a second. I got that all mocked up, and then I realized that I won't be using the Fiero 88 Fiero calipers on the back anymore. But that all depends, because Bill obviously was the machinist and could fabricate anything for me, and I was going to make the templates, and he was going to machine out on his Bridgeport the adapter brackets to mount the new calipers that I'm working on, which I'm not going to tell you what they are because I need to make sure it works first. So I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm going to press on as if that's how it was going to go. I can always take it over to Clyde and see if he can make it for me. I just need to get over there and talk to him, but I'm just gonna not deal with the parking brakes and the rear calipers right now and focus on getting some other stuff done. I still need to do the pedal assembly, which I don't want to do it. God, I don't want to do it. I also was going to make a gantry to kind of bring the car over, put the car over here somewhere behind me instead of turning it sideways, turn it long ways, because then it would make it easier to work on and it wouldn't be back there in that corner, although it's nowhere near as dark as it was. Oh, excuse me, I still got the hiccups. It's no longer as dark back there as it was, because obviously the new doors are white and they put a good bit of light back there. So I'm gonna go over to Bill's tomorrow, and it's the first time that I've gone there since he passed away, and it's gonna be a really rough day, and I'm not really looking forward to that, but I need to get over there and see what we can come up with metal-wise to make a new gantry. We'll get this car turned around in here, and then I get to organize the garage all over again on this side. Yay! So, yep, I'm gonna get to work cutting this out. I was gonna video it, but how many videos have you seen that I've welded and cut things at this point? So, hey everybody, just thought I'd show you guys that I got my shirts in. That's right. I said I was gonna have them made, and I did. So I gotta check it out. Here it is in person. Let me know what you think. Don't be looking at my butt. Is it cool or what? Alright, this is the shirts I picked up are like good, better, best. This is their good shirt. This is 100% cotton. It's a good shirt. It's what you would reasonably expect for a t-shirt. The other one that I have, which is the next one up, is better. That's the heather gray one I showed in the picture of them all. That's the ultra cotton, but it's also, what do you call it? Spiral spun or something like that. So it's got a kind of the squishy softness to it. And then the gray one, the heather gray one, which is the blur one, I believe, that one is the really soft, kind of spongy, spiral spun, 100% cotton thingy, but it's got weight to it. I think he said it was like 6.1 ounces or something like that, but when you feel it, it feels like it's like a quality shirt. But yeah, I just went and prepaid for the order of 12 was my minimum purchase. I have those up for sale. I'm working on methods of payment. Obviously, you can always send me a money order to the address I have in the description below. I'll work on setting up a PayPal
I don't use PayPal. I have my own reasons, but I don't like them, don't trust them. But I can set that up for those of you that are kind of like diehard. I want to pay for it right now so you can get it quicker. I understand, and I'll set something up to accept payment that way. And of course, my bank uses Pop Money through Tyndall Federal Credit Union, and I'm going to set up a new bank account with Chase probably in the next few days. And they have their own form of money, it's like Zelle or whatever Chase Bank uses, and they accept like a lot of different versions. So I'll put the info in the link below when I get that figured out. So you wanted them, I made them. If this goes well, I'll come up with different designs. We're going to do 3D embroidered hats. We'll just have this logo on it. We can do hoodies, whatever you want. I can make it happen. Let's see, where are we at now? I clearanced the cradle to make room because I lowered the engine a little bit more. I know it says don't mounts, but this is all easy placement stuff. Everything's figured out as far as math, what goes where. So I lowered the engine a little bit because my son does want to go with the K24 later on, and that obviously sets 25 millimeters taller than the K20 that's in there now. So when I do this, I know if I get the K20 as low as I can, K24 will fit no problem. So I modified the frame just to clear one extra little rib on the bottom of the trans that was close anyway, but I'm using all rubber mounts on this. They're a high durometer, like 80, 85A, because I really didn't want to use poly, especially with the 88 cradle being solid mounted and all that good stuff. So I mapped out the axle center line again just so I can verify it, stab the cradle back in. That's all set. Actually, I'm going to do that here in just a few minutes. Change my shirt because I don't want to get my new shirt dirty. Let's see. I'm going to put the cradle back in real quick. Make sure everything good fit. I'm going to drop that back out. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut out the top of the strut mount. Because obviously it's an 87 chassis. And I'm going to be using, well, I am using the 88 rear cradle. So you have to relocate the top of the strut. Well, when you do that, you get a big, ugly hump where the original strut mount used to go through, and I'll put a picture in now, and that'll also include like an outline of where I'm going to make the cut. The good thing is the 3 bolt holes stay in the same location, so I don't have to change any of that. So nothing's really going to get altered. It's just basically cut out a piece of metal, weld in another piece of metal in the same shape, and boom, Bob's your uncle, you're done. So that should be a fairly easy project. It is structural. I have been practicing my welding, but yeah, there's a reason why I didn't show you the part that I did on the cradle, because it's really ugly. I gotta get better. I gotta take a welding class or something.
All right, hello everybody, it's your boy Steven here, and let's see. Well, good news is we're starting to get parts in for the car. I just got a package in today, so why don't we have a look and see what we received, all right? Let me try to do this one-handed. All right. As many of y'all know, during my big move, well, I lost the stock exhaust manifold that I had from my K24, and I was going to give it to Brian to run on his K20 until we go turbo. Well, I lost it, among other things in the move. So on eBay for like 50 bucks, this is what he picked up. Now this is just your, all right, let's try that again. All right, so this is your typical eBay kind of Your eBay kind of exhaust manifold. 50 bucks, not bad. It's only got to last a little while, so no biggie either way. Well, they're definitely getting better. Wouldn't you say? Look at there. I'd say they're definitely stepping up their game on the eBay stuff. Not bad. So we'll use this one just in the meantime till we can come up with. Let me fix that. Use this in the meantime. I will not be using the gaskets they supplied because they're garbage. But I'm gonna fit this to the car and probably start mocking up the exhaust. Yeah, probably start mocking up the exhaust. I can do that work. Got info on the wiring harness. The harness is coming from Hybrid Racing. It is their universal K-swap harness. And I finally talked Brian into getting that because I have contrasting color blindness, so I'm probably not the guy you want wiring up your car. So it's been like I've been saying, oh, harness should be here any day, harness, blah, blah, blah. Well, I finally called about it, and they had this thing, import alliance thing going on. So they had to call me back and let me know. And Brian ordered a harness from like pt.19 or something like that. Well, I got an email and they say, oh yeah, your harness will absolutely be shipped by April 5th. Okay. It was ordered over 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks. So we're talking a month before it's even shipped. I don't know if it's going to be drop shipped from Hybrid to me or from Hybrid to HP and then HP to me, which would be kind of stupid. So let's hope it gets drop shipped here. Then I can go ahead and drop the drivetrain, start the wiring. I am going to mount the Honda ECU in between the seats where the stock Fiero one goes. And if you saw my Turbo 3800 build, I'm going to do basically the same thing when it comes to the wiring. I'm going to use a quick connect bulkhead style fitting, military grade wiring pass through. So anytime the engine's got to be dropped, it's literally push in, twist, and the whole harness releases. Or mine was like one bolt, and then you just basically unplug the harness bulkhead and drop the whole thing out of the car. You don't have to go inside the car for anything to drop the engine. And if you're a Fiero guy, center console, shift plate, all that's got to come out to disconnect the wiring and feed it back through the firewall. With my swaps, I don't do that. And of course, I came up with that on the 3800 after dropping that engine out a lot. And not just that engine, several other engines, because I had a thing with 3800s and blowing them up. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. And I like to do my harness or my engine conversions to the way that, factory would think of it. You got to remove it. It's quick connect, disconnect, sub harnesses. That way you can just unplug the minimal that you need to and drop the whole thing out. So that's the plan with the K-swap. Just facilitates a much, much, much easier removal and installation process. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and test fit up this exhaust manifold, see where it's shaping up. All right, well, I've got the exhaust manifold on, and let's see. I think it looks pretty darn good in there. It turns out that the factory bolts are going to be okay. I could get away with them being about 5 mil shorter, but it's not the end of the world. Let me go to the other side of the car and I'll show you one of the concerns I have. Now, as you can see, let me see if I get this camera down in here. The way the exhaust is clocked, it's actually going that direction. Can you see my hand? It's actually kicking over to the driver's side of the car, which isn't so bad because then I can just come up, do like a U-bend and come around, put the muffler under here, and have the exhaust come out on the passenger side if that's the way I wanted to route it. Of course, Brian wants it center exit, as we all know. Yeah, Brian wants the center exit exhaust, as we all know, so I'm going to start looking on how to make that happen. But exhaust clears, not bad for $50 eBay manifold. They have definitely stepped up their game. It's not a paid placement or whatever it's called. Bought with our own money, well, his money. So yeah, I mean, even if it only lasts for a year or two, I mean, it's stainless steel. It's got to last for some degree. The manifold, I'll put it on the belt sander and make sure it's nice and flat on the mating surface. But
It's stainless, so it'll turn that nice coppery gold color that I love. I love when raw stainless does that once it's heat cycled. But yeah, things are about to start cracking. We're gonna start moving at a pretty quick pace. Once these parts come in, Brian's gonna send me a good chunk of change, basically his income tax, and I'll be able to order parts in real time as I need them, instead of having to kind of send him a message, wait for him to get it, wait for him to actually order it, and then all that nonsense. So it's gonna start moving really, really quickly. I do have to drop the whole engine and transmission back out. I have to take the transmission over to Clyde's and have him TIG weld one of the mounting studs for the mount over there. The casting was broken. If you look way back to part 1, when I was taking off the transmission side mount, when I pulled it off, I noticed that the mounting boss for the stud was broken, so the casting is all jacked up. So hopefully Clyde can get that welded for me. But it's that stud right over there where it goes into the transmission. That's gonna have to get fixed. Once we get that done, I can go ahead and get the links for the shifter cables and get those ordered from California Push Pull. I think I'm gonna try just using stock Fiero style let me rephrase that. I think I'm gonna use stock Fiero style shift cables. Getrag probably looks closest to the Honda, and if I take it over and put it on the lathe at Bill's and machine them, make them fit, so be it. But I'd really like to be able to use stock Fiero, but they're gonna be, you know, we're talking probably longer than my F23 shift bracket cables, which luckily are no links there, so that's something I can give a try and see where we come up with that. I've already got one down there at Euro Pacific Auto, so I have them kind of set it on there and see where it lines up and see if that's about the right length. If it is, then we're getting good. But otherwise, I'll just take a piece of string, route it, get it where I want it, see if that works. Or maybe some thicker, like aluminum wire that's kind of stiff, so I can route it and see how it's going to lay, and that's probably actually the better choice. And then straighten it out and get the measurement. But yeah, stuff's going to start happening real quick. I'm going to try to turn out videos once a week. Just depends. My boys are coming soon for summer, and they'll be here for Easter, so I'm taking a whole week off and just hanging with them. I will do some videos with cameraman Chase, but yeah, it's on like Donkey Kong now, so watch it. We're going to start picking up momentum really quick. So I appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.